Hey, what's up, you guys? It is Charlie Kid here. So, if you guys don't know what this video is about, and you guys haven't checked the title of this video at all, this rant is pretty much about Uchtul, but not how how people would usually see it. And first and foremost, I want to make sure I apologize before I get into this, because if people don't agree with me, which I know there's a lot, I say fine. But if they think that I'm attacking what they believe when I'm doing this rant, I'm doing it right now. I apologize. There you go. So, there are some criteria for what I'm going to be talking about. The event that happened in October, so you guys should know about it. The release, like how it was released at first and then later release. The card itself, some comments about the card, and then also the effect, okay, that it had to the game. Okay, so the first topic is the event. So you guys know it was called Forgotten Nightmare in mid-October. And the thing was that the story to the event, it kind of was a little iffy because, well, they didn't explain it really well, in my opinion, because there was no background on how the Pussycats and Skills planned on working together to lock Uchtul away. Plus the fact that, like, why we needed to do poison and also a life minus mission just so that we can unlock them. So that kind of didn't make any sense, but you guys can probably find out about it. And then the whole thing was pretty much a big DT, okay? DT as in daily tournament. So if you guys don't know what daily tournament is, I'm sorry, I can't explain it to you guys because you guys should know by now. Or if you guys haven't, someone else could probably explain it to you guys better than I can. And what this daily tournament was, kind of like, the thing is that daily tournaments are like an hour long. Best example is from 9 to 10 in a way. And then, like, the thing is with this event, like, players had to rush to get points just so they can get into the top 150 in the daily tournament. But because this one was longer, and it was like timeless, people had to at least get 10 points just so they can get into a lottery. But also for players who wanted to get the card already, they had to do a lot. And since I was in school for that event for most of the time, I couldn't do it. I had work to do. I needed to get through my classes, and fortunately I did well in my classes. So whenever I'm usually on break and I feel like playing Urban Rivals, you know, I'm not as like loud as I am at home. I'm like quiet because if I yell, scream, and all that stuff, they're gonna be like, why is he yelling? Like, he's not supposed to be yelling in the library. So, I don't do the stuff that I do here at home compared to at school. I mean, yeah, I could probably do it when I have my own computer and at a different location where no one can probably hear me. But, you know. And then, okay, the reason why I don't like the daily tournament like thing, because it was like pushing players down just so they can add more players in to like top spots. And yeah, I've been at DTs a lot of times. And truthfully, they're a pain in the rear when I've been playing them for a while, you know? And the thing was that the ranking system was a little bad. Truthfully, I don't like that kind of ranking system because, like, you have to deal with lots of players during a time limit. And especially when this event was in a time limit, they push down people just so that those players who just got added have higher points than you do. Just because you were just in like a match here, a match there, you know, it didn't make much sense to have it there. And then the lottery didn't help as much at all. And then the what I believe was a better event was the Frozen event, because instead of just getting one card, you got to let out a whole clan, which was amazing. So if you guys don't like the event, that's cool. I'm on the same boat with you guys. But if you guys liked it, fine. That's your choice. Once it got released into the packs, or actually before it started off at like 70k, which I actually expected because it's an 8 power, 8 damage, 5 star. Okay? Usually for those stats, you get it starting at like 70k. Now like 90k. But then it started growing from 90k all the way to 160k, and people were complaining that this card sucked, and everyone was pissed that everyone's trying to sell it for like 160k, and everyone was considering the reason why that it's at that price is because it's a collector card. One, it didn't have a collector sign on it. If it has the CR, it's a collector. If it doesn't, it's not. Second of all, even though you're not distributing it until 31 days later, it's not considered a collector. It's considered rare. And considerably postponed until release in pack. People were trying to sell it for 160k, but then once the price dropped, it was like, oh my gosh, thank God that the price dropped. Nowadays, it's like 11,000 Clint's. For that much, you can probably get one, you know? And you would be happy that you bought it. Now, unfortunately, there was actually an event a mission that was out for like a few days. Like, once you unlock it, you're good, but if you don't unlock it until that day. I mean, after that day, it's not going to be good for you, truthfully. Which I was like, I'll just buy it now, so because like I have the money for it. Cool. Fortunately, you know, the card is pretty good. You know, it's not as bad as what everyone thinks. Yeah, it's weak to DR cards like Peg. It's good against SOA cards like Elvis. It's like Cortez in a way because he has the same stats, you know, and a somewhat similar ability with backlash minus life. True. And I know the card. I know Cortez is now trolling on him because Cortez had the hate before Uchtul was released, right? So he would be like, "Oh, thank you, new guy. Thanks for getting all the hate that I was getting." And Uchtul's like pissed off because Uchtul's getting all this hate just because he's similar to Cortez. That's bullshit. You know? I believe the card is pretty much balanced. Same thing with Cortez. They're both balanced because even though you have. I mean, actually, Cortez is semi balanced. This card's pretty balanced, in my opinion. Because everyone's saying that it's bad because it has high damage, which is easily bad to get hit by the DRs. It has the backlash ability, you know, but if you can get a strategy for it, you wouldn't have to worry about it. Here's a good strategy, okay? If you have a if you have Uchtul, you have a DR and 2 life cards. You know, one of the life cards could be Pan, one of them could be Cutie or Kenny CR, okay? And if you get those cards to win, you get life, right? And players would already know that if someone plays that Kenny CR and tries to Fury, they're gonna try and hinder that damage just so that you don't get as much life as you wanted. So you play those two, then after that you play the DR. Even though that DR loses, you're not gonna get hit by it much. And then after that, play Uchtul, get the win. And that's how the strategy works. People just knock it down without even knowing that the card is pretty good, you know? It's like once they see the stats, it's like, okay, 8 power, 8 damage, an SOB. And then once they see the ability, oh, this card is terrible! The card is terrible just because of, like, a few tiny flaws? Yeah, it can't be helped that it's bad against a good DR, but seriously, you can probably hinder that ability. There is ways to lower that ability, especially in the strategy that I explained. And then people nowadays, I mean, not nowadays, but back when the card was actually released, people were thinking, making a petition, send it to Urban Rivals, change to tell them to change the ability of Uchtul just so to make it broken. Broken. Okay? Or making it better. Okay? What do I think of when I hear broken? Okay? Broken is like BLS in Yu-Gi-Oh! Phoenix Chick in Altiel. That one deck in Altiel, actually. Not just Phoenix Chick, but there's this other deck from set 11. Someone created this deck of mainly set 11 cards. Broken as hell. Magic, I don't know what cards broken in that game because I don't play Magic. Warstorm, there were some broken ass cards in that game. Aridin, there could be a broken card. I haven't played it yet. Or played against it yet. Believe me, there are broken cards in every game, which is true. And making another card broken is just making things worse for the game. That's why I feel as if the card's not bad. It's balanced at least. You know, there's a strategy you can use for it. Other than that, you're good. The card isn't that bad, so stop complaining about it, people. Lastly, the effect of the card toward the game. They had another event afterward, which was Romana's event, and unfortunately, that event, even though it did allow something good out of it, like it gave players the cards that they needed, just so that they can play it. One tiny issue, though. They limited the rooms that people could play in. They only respected the metagame, allowing players just to play in DT, ELO, Survivor, Deathmatch. Nowhere else, just to get points for that stupid mission. You gotta be joking, right? And you know what happened after that event? Gurchan got banned. You know, Gurchan got banned for a few weeks. Which I'm saying, yay, Gurchan got banned in ELO. Holy crap. You know? See, here's a good way of playing the... I mean, here's a somewhat decent way of playing it. They have a DR right here. And a poison character, too. That's interesting. But seriously, you know, everyone needs to learn that that event was just bad. Other than the fact that the card was actually pretty good. The card release was actually really good compared to Uchtul's. So, what do I believe in this whole BS about Uchtul and all this stuff? I think Uchtul isn't as bad as what everyone believes in. The thing is that everyone believes that this card is bad just because, one, he's a bad card against DR, which ain't something that's a worry. And two, you can probably deal with the ability. It's not a bad thing, whatever. But honestly, everyone just thinks it's bad just because of those reasons. It's just paper reasons. Paper reasons, okay? Paper flaws, you know? Like, I try to give every card a chance just so they can prove me wrong. And this card did prove me wrong. No joke, this card proved me wrong. No doubt about it. The card proved me wrong. And I was so happy to say that this card wasn't as bad as what people say it is. So probably that is it with the rant. And like I said, people need to test the deck out. Um, Nightmare have two. Try to have probably one, maybe two DRs in the deck, if not just one. Two life cards would be good to have in the deck. Uchtul, Kolos, probably a staple. I mean, either Kolos or another staple, and then some other random cards in the game. I mean, in Nightmare, that could be good for the deck. So, believe me, it's not as bad as what everyone believes, and I think it's going to be a good thing for the hate to just stop. Shameless plugs from me. Thank you guys for watching, of course. Make sure you guys check out the other videos on my channel. Yeah, that's my own shameless plug, but also check out the other channels just so they can get some help with subscribers and stuff like that. I really don't need to be the one that's helping them out, but I'm willing to, no doubt. And even though she wasn't really wanting to be a part of this video, I do want to thank that girl with the cards to actually give me some like topics to actually talk about. For example, the whole backstory of the skills and pussycats. That's one of the things that we kind of talked about during our somewhat supposedly collab for this rant, but she didn't want to be a part of it since like one, like we actually said like like during that recording, like it was too long, and then also it was like it was a hypocritical opinion on her part. So whatever, I let her understand that I didn't want to make her feel like that in a way. So I just scrapped that stuff and worked on it myself because I still didn't like the whole thing. And I know it's like a few months ago, but I had to get it off my chest pretty much. Of course, thank you guys for watching. If you guys do want to start a discussion about it, please do in the comments section because I want to see what you guys think about it. I mean, other than what I put or whatever everyone put on Uchtul's page. So, you know. Again, thanks for watching. Peace out, you guys. Have a nice day. And of course, make sure you guys practice, play hard in this game. Work on your strategies. Think about new ways to do well in this game. And that's all. Peace out.